Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where we get everything you need to know in 90 seconds to 9 o'clock, with news markets seem happy to accept a dead cat bounce as evidence of recovery. US retail sales, as reported by the Johnson Red Book, were down 1.4% week on week in a disappointing result. Year on year, they're down 6.1%. Both metrics are marginally less than the prior week, but are still seeing deterioration, even if it's a slightly slower rate. The next regional Fed survey is out for June for the Richmond Fed District, and it reports a flat result, although this is a big improvement from May. Shipments were relatively flat, more firms reported increases in new orders, but firms generally reported contractions and reductions in employment. Overall, the latest June national business PMIs show an improvement too, but they're still contracting, just contracting at a slower rate. The American service sector is still shrinking sharply, but the factory sector is almost at a steady state. The story is similar in Europe, still contracting but much less in May as lockdowns end. Japan is also reporting a weaker decline, but was all driven by a services bounce back. The Japanese factory sector hardly saw any recovery. Wall Street sees these PMIs as evidence the world's economy is pulling out of its slump. The S&P 500 is up 0.8% so far in late trade, but earlier gains are being won back. That follows European markets were up by much more. The German market was up by 2.1% overnight. And the WTO says although world trade fell sharply in the first half of the year, the situation is improving better than they had expected and is unlikely to reach the worst-case scenario projected in April. In China, there are recent reports of bank runs at a handful of small regional institutions. Inherent scepticism of official reassurances can be toxic in situations of stress, a key downside in an opaque economy like China's. The US Treasury 10-year yield is little changed at 0.71%. The gold price is high yet again, up another $10 to $1,766 an ounce. And oil prices have inched up again too, now just under $40.50 a barrel in the US. The Brent benchmark is just on $42.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is marginally higher this morning at 65 US cents. On the cross rates, we're stable at 93.6 Australian cents, but against the euro we're a little softer at 57.5 euro cents. That means our trade weight index is still at 69.6. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.